Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Iftikhar. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to share the news of the latest PNP draw by Manitoba. Okay, Manitoba is everybody's favorite PNP program. Why? Because they don't need a job offer and they accept your friends' points as well. But the question is it going to cut it? No, I beg to differ because although you don't need a job offer, for Manitoba, but still you need a connection within the province. And that connection could, yes, it could be a friend, but having a friend alone would not help you in terms of points. If you look at the cutoff, let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, so if you look at the cutoff right now, it's 711. And if, I mean, according to a rough estimate, if you had a close family member, then your points would still be 625, 650. And if you had a friend, your score would be 475, 490, okay, at the higher side. So that is why Manitoba, although it looks easy, it looks appealing, but it is not really very easy program. It is basically a program for people who are living, working, breathing in Alberta, in Manitoba. Okay, and you have a close relative there, you're living outside, yes, you can apply once in a year. The score comes down to a eligible score for a person who has a close relative in Manitoba. So like if you have a sibling, if you have a parent in Manitoba, a close relative, then your chances are quite high for Manitoba. You will get selected once in a year, okay, provided your NOC code is not excluded by MBNP. Okay, now let's talk about the draw. As you can see right here, draw number 134. They issue the draw details on their website a little later than the likes of Ontario, than the likes of Saskatchewan. Okay, but the good thing is and they conduct wholesome draw, and in that draw they basically have people from different substreams. So for example, skilled workers in Manitoba. Now these are the people who are working in Manitoba or who have experience in Manitoba. 357 letter of advice to apply, LAA. For other provinces, it's notification of interest. For Manitoba, it is letter of advice to apply. Okay, 357 were invited. 459 was the score for the skilled workers in Manitoba. So you see, like for the people living and working in Manitoba, their chances are very great as compared to the people who are overseas. Now, international education stream. Now, these are the people who are international students in Manitoba. Okay, so 33 letter of advice to apply were issued to those people. Then there is skilled worker overseas, and you would be able to see that 53 were invited um, from a strategic recruitment initiative. Now, this strategic recruitment initiative is basically an in-house information session, but that is not particularly available. Like there are no options for you to apply for this. Okay, so Manitoba would select you if you attend their in-house session, but since the pandemic started, no information sessions are all sessions are on hold. Okay, so the ranking score of the lowest ranked candidate was 711. Now if you look at the bottom here, 97 of these candidates had valid express entry profiles. Now, that does not mean that these 97 people were in the skilled worker overseas category or skilled worker in Manitoba categories. Or out of all these three categories, 97 people were simply who had an express entry profile and they were linked to Manitoba PNP program. Okay, so these 97 people, they would be considered FSWO PNP or FSW PNP or CEC PNP. But thing is, the people who do not have an express entry profile, they are still going to be applying to IRCC, but that they won't be called FSW PNP. They would simply be PNP applicants. Okay, so just to give you a comparison, like 400 odd people were selected and only 100 odd people have an express entry profile. So just keep in mind that Ontario also has human capital pathway, which is linked to express entry, but there are other PNP streams of Ontario as well, which are not linked to express entry. And 80,000 was the quota for the year 2021 for PNP people who do not apply through FSW program, FSW PNP program, but they apply through PNP specific programs, not linked to FSW. And then they arrive in Canada and are issued PR. So 80,000 was the quota for the year 2021. And let's see what will be the quota for 2022. Okay, so this was the news about Manitoba PNP draw and some details regarding that, so that you don't have any questions in your mind. With these words, this is Iftikhar, and I'm wishing you all the best.